Yes, indeed. So YouTube is basically reward more quantity over quality, and I've been trying to figure out a way to do more videos. So come join me for today's workout. We got the Gym Reapers wrist. We got the Gym Reapers wrist wraps, and we got just a typical 10mm lever belt. It's already warmed up, so y'all just come work out with me a bit. Hell yeah. You know what? Let's make this a little bit more cinematic. Get some of this haze spray up there. Yes, indeed. Hell yeah. Then we're just doing power blocks before work. Got it set up at 30 pounds. Been doing 3 reps of 3. I got one of them in already. And just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 reps of 10, not bad. I've been training for the Highland Games on September 19th, 20th. I got this 12-pound rock that I tactically acquired out of a parking lot. The stone put in Highland Games can be between 12 to about 23 pounds, I believe. And so if I can press 30 comfortably, then getting some good distance on the stone put should be no issue. I'm gonna finish out with my dumbbells here, and I'm gonna go up to about 40. I can overhead press a 50, but I have to do it one-handed and give it a boost, and that's just kind of trash. That really doesn't count as for reps, or really much of anything outside of show. So yeah, we got 40 pounds. Reach failure, hell yeah. And bring it all back down. And let's just remember, I'm the world's strongest goalie, not the world's strongest man. But we're gonna finish out that rep up with 30. Very good. Hell yeah. Let me rest it up a little bit. Rest it up. Talk some military stuff. You know, my wife's in the service. I was in the service. Got a video coming up about my pull-up bar. Got some balls. You know, as a Navy veteran, I love me some balls. I need to tell you something, man. My wife's gonna be gone until like Christmas. Alright? And that appointments is going on for 9 fucking months. And here's some honest shit. If the CO had to sleep on the same beds as the lower enlisted, then the deployments wouldn't be 9 fucking months. Okay? Yeah, I see people who we get these aircraft carriers out and they start celebrating. Oh, they've been out for, nearly 2 years. That's nothing to celebrate, man. That's fucking cool. I have to sleep on one of those mattresses. It's the same mattresses you have in Navy boot camp. I'm pretty sure Jesus' grave slab is softer than the mattresses they use in the military. It fucking sucks. At least in rats. My A-school mattresses and my barracks mattresses we had, it wasn't as bad. But rack mattresses? Shit. Nowadays, on the same note, Chiefs. There's only been like 3 Chiefs I've ever genuinely respected my entire military career. I'm gonna be real with you. Most Chiefs that I've known, especially senior Chiefs, I don't know, I've never met one I actually liked. Every senior Chief I've met was the most disrespectful, evil son of a bitch I've ever met in my life. I mean, outside of the 2 shipmates that got in trouble with child crimes that I was stationed with in Maryland. But yeah, nothing is more hypocritical than being a fat son of a bitch that does not follow the uniform standard, trying to enforce the standard that they do not follow themselves. We had one that was in shape, but he was a regular chief. He was the worst example by far. His name was Chief Alexander. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say his name. I ain't gonna say his first name for memory, but I'll tell you his last name. His name was Chief Alexander. And he had a fucking beard that went down to his sternum. And if you have a no shave shit, that shit's only allowed to be like 2 inches long. And for anybody like, oh, you can't have a shaved shit. No, cause fucking, you know, some of these fucking guys that be like, that watches this shit, be like, oh, you can't have, it's for a gas mask seal. Let me tell you something. The whole gas mask seal thing was like in World War I when all the masks was made out of leather and shit. You can get a seal with a beard with a Soviet mask that's like completely like rubberized. You can get a seal with a beard for a mask from the 80s, okay? The whole seal thing is fucking false. 2, I was never issued a gas mask outside of the one time I had to wear one in boot camp for like 10 seconds. Okay? So, the gas mask seal thing is fucking bullshit. But still, you still gotta be in regulation. If you're gonna enforce the standard, you need to be in the standard. That's what Chief Alexander didn't do. And he claimed that he was a Nordic pagan that worshipped Greek gods. And he was wearing a fucking beard that went down to his sternum, and he would show up to work with a Mazio backpack with red trim when the standard was black, coyote brown, or NWU, which is the camouflage pattern I had when I was in and still use today. But it would be enforced on the other sailors that if their backpack didn't follow that code, they would get in trouble. So if you was E5 and below, God forbid you had a backpack that wasn't black, coyote brown, or NWU. I know because I had a red bag that was a full-on first aid kit I was running on a motorcycle, and they absolutely hated that fucking thing. To the point where I ended up just replacing the entire case of that first aid kit with a coyote brown just to get people off my ass. But because that was a chief, he could show up with my Diot pattern with red trim on it and a beard over his sternum and nobody would say a fucking thing to him. It's shit like that is why the Navy can't retain people. It's because leadership enforces the standard that they do not follow. And it's basically just, it's telling junior enlisted service members that they're fucking below human because they haven't been in the Navy for more than 3 contracts. That's a problem as a taxpayer in America. But anyway, I'm gonna do one more set of these at 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, indeed. Outside that serious note, As you can tell, I'm sitting on a heavy bag behind me. Stuff in a heavy bag has been pretty interesting. This is a specialty uppercut bag, specifically because we're gonna go into the hockey season with some fighting. We got a specialty uppercut bag here. It's gonna be absolutely wonderful. I'm looking forward to putting that video out. See some power curls. Feeling some power curls today. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, feel that pump. Hell yeah. Special congratulations to our Carolina Hurricanes, just south of the border with me. And good fucking job, Brandon Bussey. The bus driver, if you ever see this, and I hope to God you do, bus driver, you were fucking fantastic in that. I saw that combination save as a stand-up goalie. I was super happy to see that. Brandon Bussey is a really good example of a modern hybrid goaltender. And for those that says, oh, you shouldn't learn old school moves, they're out of date. Brandon Bussey hit a combination save. And a combination save, for those who are out of the lingo of old school hockey, is when you combine a kick save with a stick save to add more coverage. Brandon Bussey used the combination save in his shutout in the Stanley Cup final against Las Vegas. That is proof of concept that stand-up is still the fundamentals of goaltending. And I'm very glad Bussey demonstrated that save, got the shutout, and shutout Carter Grove. Hell yeah, man. Let's do another set of power curls. I love me some power curls. I like them better than concentration curls because they add in a factor of strength that just normal curls do not. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. I think I maybe got one more in me. The reason why I'm curling using dumbbell work with the lifting belt is less for bracing with my core, more for back support. Yeah, I could use an Olympic belt, but I like this as well. Sometimes I just like to brace for no reasons. So yeah, I gotta have that back support. You know, I'm getting up there. I'm getting close to 30. Now, a few months from now, I'm gonna be 29 years old, around the sun. So, I've been taking very consideration of my joints, looking after myself. You know, I've been very blessed to be able to manage my knee pain from my time in service. Being able to manage the PTSD I've gotten in the service, before the service, and after the service. Because I was a mortician before I joined. I was famous in that job. People just down to see me. And then I served. And I mentioned those two guys that we got in trial crying. One of them used to sit at a desk right next to me. It was within my first month of getting to my first duty station. And the fucker started talking lolicons in the office. I was like, damn, somebody ought to check this dude's computer. So I actually reported it. Cause I was like, I don't know, man. I got an icky feeling about this shit. And yeah, we reported it. We ended up doing a room inspection not too long after. And he had shit paint on his computer, and it was this poor little blonde girl getting hurt, man. And I'm very glad he wasn't in the room that day. Cause I was gonna break furniture over his head if he was in the room. Honest to God. So he went to jail. And it wasn't even 2 weeks after a guy I went to A school with. And the really weird part is that this dude wasn't a bad looking dude, man. He was a running back for football before he joined. And I don't see why the fuck he was doing this, man. It's like, well, I mean, why in general? Like, this man could have, like, literally just showed up at the club and got laid. Like, he was that good looking. But, for whatever reason, he was assaulting his 12-year-old niece with his dick. Because YouTube demonetized the rape word. But yeah, he was raping his 12-year-old niece. I'm not even gonna fucking hide it. He was raping his 12-year-old niece and he went to fucking prison. Thank God. The police pulled him out of the fucking office and dragged his ass out. Very good. And I was very glad that justice was served for those crimes. But because that happened, my command forbidden people from bringing their children to the command events because there was just so much of that shit. I swear, like, I've never met so many evil son of a bitches than when I joined in the service. And I liked what I did, and I hated the people I served with. And that was two primary examples of why I hate the people I served with. Let's get one more set of curls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Oh, I reached failure. Oh, gotta go down. Gotta go down. Finish the reps. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it. Failure. Oh, yeah. You know, I ought to get myself a pad to go on my rack so I can strict curl. Cause I definitely know I wouldn't be curling 30s if I was strict curl. I ought to get myself a pad on the rack. But yeah, that's a little bit about my story. We're gonna make exercise with me more of a daily, weekly thing, I don't know. Just something that I can just pull out some more content, tell my story, and just talk with you guys a little bit. Being a goalie is very isolating. You're just fucking weird as a goalie. I'm gonna do some dead hang. I'm gonna continue to talk while I dead hang. Put in a little bit of chalk. Yeah, keep talking dead hang. Yeah, being a goalie is very isolating. You have interests that nobody else is interested in, and it leads you to having very minimal friends, just because the world considers you weird. And there's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with having a small circle of friends. But yeah, it does allow for some bad ideas to creep in your head every once in a while. Self-care is important. Bumping the iron is one of the best things for your mind. And it's great for the body, at least for my mind. It definitely feels better than bulimia. Feels better than eating myself to death. Or just raw dog at my thoughts. Being able to put them out the barbell. Talk about things on camera. And then we're gonna end the workout there. I'm fixing to go to work, so we'll see you next time.